On a gray Moscow winter morning, General Georgy Zhukov stood at his Kremlin office window, gazing at the overcast horizon as if reading his fate through the layers of fog. His face was unflappable, as hard as the steel from which his tanks were made, but in his eyes dwelt the glint of a man who knew that homelands are not preserved by words, but by steadfastness amidst the ashes. Zhukov was born in a poor, unknown village, working as a boy among the mud and horses, never imagining that destiny would one day lead him to become Russia's savior from the darkness of Nazism. He learned discipline early on, and he knew that a man without will is merely a shadow following others. In the ranks of the Tsarist army, and later in the Revolutionary Army, he rose slowly and cautiously, like one walking on thin ice, until his name was whispered in the corridors of power like the word salvation. In 1941, when Hitler's armies invaded the Soviet Union, Moscow seemed on the verge of falling. Cities crumbled like leaves in a firestorm, and the Reich's army advanced like a merciless, mechanical beast. But Zhukov knew no fear. He told Stalin, with a steely resolve like a sword's edge, "We will defend Moscow to our last breath, to our last stone." He then assumed field command and reorganized the Western Front in a matter of days. The battles at the capital's gates were unbearably cold and bloody, and soldiers sometimes fought barefoot. But Zhukov was among them, walking through their trenches, patting them on the shoulder, saying, "Behind you lies the homeland, before you lies shame, choose your place in history." Then came the epic of Stalingrad, where the Volga River transformed into a river of ice and blood. There, Zhukov planned the greatest encirclement in history, swallowing up Paul VI's army as if turning a page on German arrogance. Victory was precious, but Zhukov did not celebrate. He knew that the road to Berlin was still paved with snow and corpses. In the spring of 1945, he finally stood amidst the ruins of the Reich. A heavy silence was broken only by the final crack of cannon fire. He ordered his soldiers to raise the red flag over the Reichstag, and he raised his head to the same gray sky he had once known in Moscow.